Thank you, Doug. Well, how beautiful is this? Sitting outdoors, a wonderful day in Mackay, which I think Bill would approve of this. Absolutely. He just loved this town so much. He loved being here. And such a glorious day. Birds in the background. This is tremendous. In 1905, a piece of prose was published describing a successful life. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Bill Molloy had a very successful life. And this is a celebration of that life. The life of one of Mackay's favourite sons. So on behalf of Pam and Billy Ann, Stephen and Darnell and the families, welcome from Bill's extended families, from Dave and Jeannie, and from our sister city, Matsura in Japan, and Junko, who is here today. Thank you for coming. When I was talking to people about this eulogy, my favourite description of Bill came from Murray, who said, "You never saw Bill without a smile on his face." And that was probably because he was thinking about his next joke. Bill was always happy, always the joker. Give him a name, a place, a word, he could give you a joke instantaneously, as we all know. It was the same at home. Pam and Stephen remember Bill always playing tricks at home. The dinner table was a continual round of bouncing off one another. And those who can remember Bill's younger days find the word that comes to mind most often is larrikin. You know, the one thing that I've always admired about Bill for all the time that I've known him, in all those years I never heard him speak an ill word about anybody. And you might not have known that Bill was also into Australian poetry. His favourite, and one that he could recite all the way through, was A.B. Patterson's The Man from Ironbark. Of course. The barber man was small and flash, as barbers mostly are. He wore a strike-your-fancy sash, he smoked a huge cigar. He was a humorist of note and keen at repartee. He laid the odds and kept a tote, whatever that may be. Sound a little bit familiar? There were some gilded youths sat along the barber's wall. Their eyes were dull, their heads were flat, they had no brains at all. To them the barber passed the wink, his dexter eyelids shut. I'll make this bloomin' yokel think his bloomin' throat is cut. And as he soaped and rubbed it in, he made a rude remark. I suppose the flats is pretty green up there in Ironbark. A grunt was all reply he got. He shaved the bushman's chin, then made the water boiling hot and dipped the razor in. He raised his hand, his brow grew black. He paused a while to gloat, then slashed the red-hot razor back across the victim's throat. I wish we had a recording of Bill doing that. We're sure that Banjo Patterson was writing about Bill Molloy 50 years before he was born. And when at last the barber spoke, he said 'twas all in fun. 'Twas just a little harmless joke, a trifle overdone. Jokes and Bill Molloy and a slight irreverence go hand in hand. Former Mayor Col Meng reckons half the jokes around the town in the early days started in Molloy's barbershop. His sense of humour and the larrikin in him has resulted in everybody who has shared part of Bill's life journey being able to tell a story that makes you laugh. I can remember in the late 1970s when Bill had his ankle in the cast, and he advertised very early in the morning on radio that today he was only cutting hair on crutches.